Okay, well, that didn't work. I don't know how to get the intro thing to work. I'll have to just mess with that later. Sorry about that, folks. Looks like the sound's working fine. Good. Today, what we're going to get into is, and excuse my voice, I think I have a cold. We're going to get into Windows 10 and how to, just check this. Okay, good. And how to make a scheduled task and a couple things, some other automation items here. Let's get the light on. Check that everything looks. Yeah, it's very bright. Okay, cool. But that's okay. So, yes, yep. We'll start with just kind of introducing what these things are. First, PowerShell. If you don't know what that is, it's a scripting language for Windows, and I actually have a PowerShell script right here. For those of you who know what it is, I'm sure you can recognize this, and you can see that that's a PowerShell script. So the way I have it set up here, I'm not going to open the script just yet. When it loads, could take ages. Well, I did right click it right there. So I right clicked the script and I clicked properties. And as you can see here, it has this .ps1. Now, you might not be able to see that unless you turn the view on. So I'm going to go over a couple kind of administrative things that I do, and set up things just to make it easier for me to navigate. One of them is, let's just start here. So one of them is going to view, and then see how I have file name extensions ticked. You can also do hidden items, which can be useful sometimes. I don't really need it right now, but it can be useful. But this way I can just see the file name extension. That way, if say I make that, well, actually I'll just go through it. But if I make the file and I make it with a text with a notepad, it could accidentally have the txt extension, so it wouldn't actually be a script. It would just be a text document. Basically, that happened to me at first here, so I'll show you what I'm talking about here. If you don't have the visual, come on. Oh my god, it's not letting me edit. It just made me open it. Well, we're gonna take a look inside this, I guess, too. I'm gonna see if I can close some stuff. Alright. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, that's taking a sec there. Let me just put this in the chat. Maybe if I just right click on it and edit it from here. Is there a rename? I think there's, okay, edit. There. Oh, wait, no, that was the wrong edit for me to click. I'm just trying to click into the, if I press enter, that'll just open it. I just want to rename this so I can show you. Oh my goodness. It'd be funny if it was right in front of my face. Okay, I'll just rename it from properties. You can do that too. So what I did when I originally created it is I accidentally made it a txt like this, and yes, so it's saying if you change the file extension, it might become unusable. That is true. It won't, I mean, it'll be readable, but it won't be. And you can see the icon changed because now it is actually a txt document, which if you don't have this on, it'll look like this, which is kind of, oh, it's a .ps1. .ps1 is a file extension for I don't know, I'm looking at the mic. .ps1 is the file extension for PowerShell. And so you might think you're good, and then you try to run and you're like, what the fuck? Like, it's not running. So it's just good to have that on. There's other ways you can see that visually, but I just find this quicker and easier. Speaking of quick and easy, this is not. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and rename it here, and And as you can see, also it says it opens with Notepad. That's because it's a TXT. And once it changes, it'll revert back. Yes, so it's giving me the same message. Yeah, so it reverts back. And this icon means that it'll open. Usually should mean that it'll open in here, in the PowerShell ISE, which is like the integrated system environment. No, it's an editing, it's a text editor. But what's cool about it is you can see it's highlighting, it's using different color schemes to show what's going on. I'll go into that in a sec. But that's why I use that. That way I just double click to open and edit it, and I can have all the visualization going on there. Colds suck, I'll tell you what. So one of the other things that you want to do to get that going and is to change the open widths. Opens width. My brain is mush right now. So search for PowerShell, and hopefully all the stuff comes up. If not, you can just type in ISE. As you can see, the other one is just the command prompt, or the terminal for PowerShell. That's this one. This is what we want to open. We don't open it though, sorry. we right click on it, open file location, so we can see where the file path is. This is all just kind of setup for if you're doing any, it's not really development, but like if you're scripting in PowerShell. Oops. Yeah, that's not the right. Okay, cool. This is a virtual machine, by the way. If you guys know anything about virtual machines, I will be doing a video that focuses on virtual machines a little bit more. But basically what's happening is I have a Mac, yes, and I'm running VirtualBox, which is this program right here, down here, and I'm running a VM. So VirtualBox is a hypervisor. It's a program that runs virtual machines. And the virtual machine I'm running that I have is this Windows 10. So I found the path. I go ahead and I copy the path. Let's do that one more time, make sure I actually copied it. Now I go back to this. This is my script that I wrote, right? Okay, so I go to change for opens with, change it. And it's going to give you a list of these things. Now, obviously, the option that I want is right there, so that's fine. But sometimes it won't be there, and that's why I'm showing you this. So you go here, and you click more apps, and you still don't see it. Okay, so look for another app on this PC. You've already copied the path that you want. It's going to open up a web browser in 100 years. And you click up here in the browser, right? And you just paste your path. And you don't press open. Paste your path, you press enter, and then you can see it's in the same location. Now, I mean, you could do the x86. I don't know too much about the difference between these two. I'm just going to go with the 64-bit instead of the 32-bit. Most things are 64-bit. I don't even know if... I'm sure there's 32-bit stuff out there, but not being produced. and then you say open. Okay, so now it's selected. Bam. Now it will always open that. And then normally you'd get prompted to... Okay, there. The place popped up for a sec, but you'll be prompted to hit apply, and then you press OK to exit out of it, and yeah, you did it. So now it'll open up when you double click it. So as you can see on the desktop, I have a test folder and a test text file. Yeah, I'm trying to work on not saying and other filler words. See how well I do. Rate me in the comments. Oh, and also in the comments, if you like the music, this is music I make under the Civil Devil Productions is my production company, and I sell beats on BeatStars. I'm gonna be adding more stuff. I've kind of taken a little bit of a break, but there's stuff on there. Now it's obviously, it's not for like listening. Okay, it's not like casual listening music. No, I don't have that kind of stuff. Maybe at some point I will. This is just for if you like have a movie, a film, an ad, you're a rapper or a singer and you want to buy music compositions, beats, instrumentals of any kind. So that's what that's for right there. And then also on Fiverr, I do custom beats and compositions. So just check out the links if that's something that you're interested in. If not, that's cool. But that's what the music is that's playing. Just a little mix I made a while ago. So let's get back to this. So the script that I have here, and you can find this on the official Microsoft site, and we'll look at that too. You know how I feel about official documentation. It's always the best place to go. You gotta go there first, in my opinion. Wow. This computer's not even slow. I mean, I don't even know what's going on, man. I just need to buy new equipment. Oh, this is the remove item one. That's great. I use that for this, but it's not one of those. Let's see, scheduled task. New scheduled task. Yeah, it should be this one. So the official, the learn.microsoft.com new scheduled task gives you all this wonderful information about what it does. And then it usually gives you examples. So in this one, it tells you this is how you basically can create a scheduled task. Now, let me slow down and kind of back up here. What is a scheduled task? If you don't know, well, okay. If you use Linux, it's a cron job. If you use Unix too, and you do any like administration stuff, and if you're like, what the fuck is a cron job? That's fine. Okay, all it does is it just basically, you can select a trigger, so a time of day, or an action, and it will trigger whatever you want. So in this case, it's a script, and usually, you know, it'll be a script. You can make it trigger an application. Like you could be like, at 10 a.m. I want my typist app to open. Well, okay, that wouldn't really work though. It's only for Mac, but I don't know. Maybe there's a game that you play at the same time every day, or maybe you open up Excel. Well, and you can even point to a specific Excel document. So maybe you do some Excel work and you just want to like automatically have that pulled up at a certain time of day. So you can do all kinds of like simple stuff too. That's not what I'm using this for. It's still pretty simple, so don't worry. But it's a little bit different. What I'm doing is I'm creating a new scheduled task, and this is just, it's basically all outlined in the documentation. I've done a few of these, and I've definitely used Stack Overflow for sure. And it took some experimentation. I'm pretty sure though, it's still not working how I want to. And so if you guys know the reason why you can't use, or like I'm not using it properly, commands, if you know why I can't use a PowerShell command in Task Scheduler, please let me know in the comments or in the chat if you're with me live. I know Casper's here, and it looks like somebody else is too. What's up, person? Hope you're having a great Saturday morning, or whatever time of day it is. I don't know. I mean, for me, it's morning. But yeah, so it doesn't work. I'll show you the what is it called? The log, basically the history log, the log of what's happening in Task Scheduler in a sec. But it looks like it's running fine, and this command on its own runs totally fine. This is the command. So it's basically, let's back up. I know I'm kind of all over the place here, guys. I hope that's not too much. Scale, whatever. Okay. So I'm making a variable. Now, hopefully you know enough about coding to know what a variable is. If not, that's okay. I will be going into it deeper at another point, but it's basically just assigning all this stuff on the right side to this smaller thing. And then that way I can call that smaller thing, this thing, it's called action. So the dollar sign says this is going to be a variable, and then action is the name of that variable, and then this is the equal sign means that you're assigning all this stuff on this side to that variable. And so yeah, so I have my action, which is you use the command new scheduled task action. This is just a naming convention. You could call this A, you could call it whatever you want. It's just a variable. Trigger, so that's just this, you know, new scheduled task trigger. As you can see, I set it daily, so every day at 10 p.m. And it's kind of nice, you know. PowerShell has a good amount of readability in some of its simpler stuff, which is good. They try to make it straightforward. I appreciate that. And then principal, and this is basically who the user is. In this case, local service, because I think that's the best way for me to do it, because I just want it to run regardless of who's logged in, if anyone's even logged in. I just want it to do what it's going to do. then the login type, it's a service account, and then run it at the highest level, or level highest. And we'll see that in the GUI in a sec here. Because you can do this all with the GUI. It's just that, say you have like a lot of endpoints, a lot of computers, a lot of systems. Those are all basically the same word, the way I'm using them. But if you have a lot of computers that you want to have scheduled tasks on that are all the same kind of scheduled task, but maybe something slightly different, or maybe there's not any difference at all, it's nice to do this, because then you don't have to go in there into the GUI, which can take some time. Especially, I've noticed that Task Scheduler just takes a lot of processing just to mess around in the GUI, especially with saving stuff and opening. I don't know why. It's very inconvenient. But yeah, so this way you can just have the script and then just run it on each computer, and it'll do exactly what you want. You don't have to dig around in the UI. Much more convenient. And then so then you basically say here, this is new scheduled task. So this is the new scheduled task, called task, and the action is the action up here. The principal is the principal right here. I guess I did this in a weird order, but whatever. And then the trigger is right here, right? And then you register the task, and that actually puts it into Task Scheduler, and you give it a name. I'm just calling it clear desktop test in this case. And then the input object is the task, which is this thing that you create right above there, which has all the other things that are above there. Stop me if I'm confusing you. Feel free to put a thing in the chat if you want. Anyways, so, and again, also, if you are experienced with PowerShell and Task Scheduler, could you tell me? Like, I looked all over. I don't see anything. I did put a Stack Overflow out there. It doesn't seem like you can use command for some reason, or maybe there's some type of way you have to do it in Task Scheduler, because normally, like, if you do PowerShell, let's just pull up a command prompt, because this is how I'm kind of envisioning this happening. I have my command prompt, so that's this thing. It says command prompt right up there, and I have this, and I'm saying, okay, PowerShell, so that's the application hyphen command, that's an argument that I'm passing to PowerShell, and then I'm saying here's what I want to pass to it, and it's this. So I'm just gonna copy this. Oops, you gotta have the quotes in there. That's how the argument's passed. I don't think you can get away with not doing the quotes. So you pass it in there, and really quick we'll go over what the argument does too. So let's look at the desktop here. I actually completely nuked my desktop several times doing something else. I'm not gonna get into that though. But so it's saying, okay, PowerShell, please do this, and you could just open up PowerShell just as easily and just run this by itself. But since I'm using Task Scheduler, I can't find. There's not a way to like drop down, use PowerShell script. It just, as far as I know, that's just the way that you have to. You kind of have to make it happen. So, anyways, this says get child item. So get child item can recursively, like you can select something specific. The way that I did this is, so for everything recurse the desktop, and I mean this is the only way that it worked for me. Let's look at a couple outputs of what just get child item does, and we'll open up PowerShell for that just by itself. Okay. Well, we'll just take this and we'll copy this and we'll run it. See if that does anything. Okay, so it does actually what I wanted it to do. What happens if I add the asterisk? Same results. And then if I add recurse to it, same result. So I kind of want to just see what happens if we run it without the recurse. I already nuked my desktop several times, so I don't care. You gotta be careful when you're doing stuff like this, because you can, especially with like the remove item, you can just blow shit the fuck up. But it looks like it should just look at these, because, okay, let me back up again here. So this is doing that command that you just saw over here, right? It spits this out. And then this bar connects these commands. This connects this command to the remove item command. Maybe you have to do the recurse. Well, okay, let's just see. Let's just see what happens if I run it without that. Could throw an error. Could work. If it works, there won't be anything that pops up. It'll just be, come on. Alright, very slow here. Okay, cool. So it worked without error. And look at that. Now, one thing that I'm worried about, and let's just find out real quick. I'm going to go into user profile. This is a shortcut to get to the user profile. Okay, cool. So it didn't destroy desktop. Look at that. It's still there. It's intact. Awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to run this. This is a batch file. You can do .bat. And I think it still works the same way. But .cmd also works. And I'll open this up too, and we can look in it. But I'm going to run it. And it just recreates the test stuff, the test file in the test folder. Bam, now they're back. Okay, so, and if I'm going all over the place, I apologize, but so let's open this up. We'll edit it. So what it's doing is it's doing a make directory, right? mk dir and this is the path, and this is the destination, the final part of the path. So this is the actual file. This is the actual folder, the directory, folder, directory, same thing that it's creating. So down this path inside of desktop, make this directory, this folder called test. And then this is a way to just create a text file that has nothing in it. So echo absolutely nothing. There's just a space here. You could put something in here. You could say test. You could echo test into test. I just chose not to do anything. So there's nothing here. It's just the one space between echo and this part of the command that this greater than, I guess, lesser than, whatever. This symbol, this little caret that's pointing that way, pushes whatever comes out of the echo command into a file that's down the same path. And I call it test.txt. You could just have test, I guess. I had some weird errors actually when I did it without that. You can do that more with Linux. Windows is different, obviously. So that's all that does. It runs it, and then if you save it as a .cmd, then it will run when you double click it. And I just did that for ease, so that I can just recreate this test environment, so I can just blow this up as many times as I want, and I'll have to like right click and new file and right click and new text thing. That's stupid, right? Like automate everything. Automate as much as you can. Make it simple. Make it simple, stupid. Make it simple, stupid. I said that dumbly. Dumbly. Anyways, okay. So, yeah. So now our test environment's back. We could even just go into here and modify this. But it's not working, and that sucks. So, and I'll show you that too. So we'll open up Task Scheduler, and we'll look at the history. And I hope that the volume isn't too loud here. Can you hear me out there? Are you able to hear me? It looks like it's at a decent volume. I guess I'll just have to listen to the recording later. I still haven't bought headphones. Okay, so this is Task Scheduler. Task Scheduler. So you can go in here, and it loads in a billion years. Okay, so here are, and you'll see stuff in there sometimes that's just already made, and these are made by the system usually, or if you're a systems administrator, or if you're just some person at an office, you'll see this, and you might not even have access to this unless you're an actual admin. If you're an actual admin, great. You'll most likely have access to looking at this, and then you can see. So like, okay, so this one is run by system. Maybe I should change it from local to system. This one is run by my user that I just called admin. And this one is too, but these were also created on my behest. Well, I guess not on my behest, on my behalf really. I didn't request these. These are just OneDrive things that happen. Might even uninstall it because OneDrive can really bog down a lot. So first thing I'm going to do, and here, hot tip, like if something's starting and you're like, why is this starting every time I go into my computer on my Windows, and you're like, I deleted the stuff from the startup menu, and I unticked the startup, like here, I think I can just do shell startup like this. I think so. Let's see if does that work? Might not work. It might freak out on me. Okay, we'll do run. Oops. Okay, yeah, I didn't like that. No edge. Go away, edge. Okay, so can I get to... I have to manually type this in. Normally you do Windows R, but since I'm in a VM, it's my real computer wants to run it. So here's a way to get into, not shell A, startup. And then you can see your startup items. There's nothing here. And there's other startup menus too. This is just one of the paths. This is the one for the user. As you can see, this is the user's admin. There's also like a, I forget where it's at. You can just look it up on Google. And if you plop stuff in here, typically on startup, it will open when you log into your computer. And that can be annoying sometimes, you know, especially if you didn't want that to happen. And but if it's gone from there, and the other places that you find on Google that tell you that, look at the task scheduler. You know, it's possible that it's just in the task scheduler. So I'm just going to delete this. You could disable it. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to eventually uninstall this anyways. Yeah, I want to delete it. We'll leave these. And I'm just going to go ahead and close this. I'm just trying to make the CPU play nice. Please play nice, CPU. I'm sorry. I'm totally overbogging this thing. Let's quit this. Yes, I'm fucking close that shit. So, so here it is. Now, I have test history enabled. It seems like by default it's disabled, but you can just right here, you can just click that to enable it. If it says enable, it'll say enable all tasks history, and then all tasks histories are available. I mean, if you didn't have that, then I don't think that it retroactively shows you stuff. So you want to check that before you start doing stuff. Otherwise, you're not gonna know what's going on. Wow, the history is having a conniption here. Yeah, this is why I don't really like task scheduler as much as cron jobs. But this isn't Linux, and I'm not gonna install cron onto a Windows machine. I think you probably could. Maybe, I don't know if you could, but, and I think part of it is, okay, so there's this operational code too. I'm really just hoping that my buddies at Stack Overflow, someone maybe has responded, oh hey look, there's an inbox thing. Can you use, are these, what is this? Oh hey look at that, somebody answered. You can use both, it depends on requirements. See, I don't know if this person's right though, because alright. I did see this though, this no exit thing, and this is an official document. I'm sorry you guys can't see this on the screen. So what is this thing here? About PowerShell. So there's no exit. Do not exit after running startup command. Very, very nondescript. That's literally all it says. It's just startup commands, whatever. But this person's suggesting command executes the specified commands and any parameters as though they were typed in at PowerShell. I know that. And then exits unless the no exit parameter is specified. And then I kind of am learning that too. But the problem isn't that. Like, obviously, we did it from here. It worked, right? We saw that. This worked fine. We all know that. The problem is, it's not actually doing anything. And I'll show you guys that. So now we've recreated our test environment. Okay, cool, it's there. I'm gonna run. My goodness. You see how slow this is, guys? It's even worse now that I'm streaming, obviously, but man, it's just like, sheesh. Okay, so you can, So I have it scheduled, right, to run at 10 p.m., but I can run it to test run to make sure it's going to run in Task Scheduler, because it can be buggy, or it's not really buggy. I just don't understand Task Scheduler as much as I should. Okay, so it ran. It doesn't automatically update. You kind of have to hit F5, or I guess if you just click on it again, it'll show up, but we'll look in here. It's still there. I'm going to refresh the desktop. Actually, I'll just go out of it and back into it, but you can see everything's still there. So it didn't do anything. And let's just make sure, did we do this? Okay, so I literally just ran this, and it's giving me event 110. Task triggered. Clearly not well enough. Triggered by user, right? Okay, so maybe that's even just what that means, the event ID. I don't know. It's interesting though, because it should say task completed, so maybe it's still running. Maybe I was just being really impatient when I was doing it. I don't know. No, it's still, everything's still in there. But let's see if there's now a new code here. Task completed. Okay, so now it just took a sec. Task completed, but both have these operational code 2s. So let's look at this together here. If we can find this out, great. If not, I'll just show you. Operational code 2 task scheduler. Oh, Google Box, thank you. Okay, so the common codes are 0, the operation completed successfully. 1, incorrect function call, or 2, file not found. Which I don't get. I mean, okay, so let's look inside of here, see what we have. There shouldn't be any difference between that command and this command. I might have slightly altered some stuff, and we'll find out, and we'll just look at the two. And okay, so, and this is all the stuff that we were talking about earlier too. So here we go. Let's just compare these. Okay, so general information will tell you, the user or group that runs it. In this case, it's the local service, which is a group, maybe? It's a user. I think it's just a group, which we could find out in the groups, but we'll not do that right now. Triggers. Okay, so we know triggers, right? Triggers is right here. Okay, so that's what it does. Look at that, 10 p.m. every day. And that's just by writing this code this one time instead of having to edit it. Really awesome. And then here's the actions up here. Alright, this is all this stuff, and you can see it's the same. It's the same as the well, actually, yeah, it's still the same as that one. We'll edit this. You can double click it to edit it. And this is how it'll recommend you, like if you put it all in the one line, it'll recommend that you put the arguments, because that's what these are here. And but with the script, as you can see here, execute PowerShell, execute shows up here, argument shows up here in add arguments option, and that's exactly what I wanted it to do, and it did that, so that's great. So you have you have command and then get child. Let's just walk through the whole damn thing. Yeah, it's all the same, right? All exactly the same as it is here. Now, I suppose we could give this a try here. So we'll go up here, and hot tip, if you hold control and backspace, you can skip around, which I find much more convenient. Oops. And you can also skip lines too, like this with arrow keys. So we'll do the exact same thing, just copied it. Gonna run it. Do I get any errors? Also, okay, so it's gone. Cool, it's all gone, empty. So that works. We can say for sure that in the command prompt it works. Clearly, the way that I'm setting it up in there is not. I think part of the reason this person wants me to post the errors, but like I can't copy the errors out of this stupid VM. Maybe I'll try to figure that out later. Not a stupid VM. I love this VM. Okay, so let's recreate the test environment. Double click this guy. Do his thing. Go back in here. Working on it. Cool. Alright. So let's look at these again. Make sure that I'm not losing my damn mind here. Let me get out of this real quick. That's the same. That's the same thing right here. And yet it's saying that it can't find the path. Okay, so another possibility here. I should have thought about that. Okay, so what we'll do is we're gonna go and come on. I mean, it shouldn't matter, but the path it could be talking about is this one, the app. So I'll open the file location. La-di-da. Takes forever. Because you can give it the exact, so we'll give it a real exact location here. So you can see the little symbol there, the little arrow kind of curved up. That means that it's a shortcut. And you can see type shortcut. And then I'm going to right click on it again, open file location, because I want to go to the actual file location. So here it is. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to, and we can put this into our script too. Okay, so that, whack, all that, blah, blah, blah. There's no spaces, so I don't have to do anything else. And it's an exe, so .exe. Making it very, very exact here. It's very, very exact. PowerShell.exe. Okay, so there's no doubt in the computer's mind, this is what I want you to run. I want you to run this specific PowerShell. Okay, so now I press OK. It's going to take forever to load. And in fact, you know, we'll do this here. I'm going to paste it. And so that way, if this does work, I know that that's the culprit, and we can just make that work from there, which would be great. You know, if that was really it. Okay, so now it's good. It's ready to do its thing. Double check in here. I'm gonna laugh so hard if that was literally it. If not, then we're just going to put a script in there, and you'll see how easy that is to do. Oh man. Okay. So, run it. Running it right now. I don't see any action happening here. I'm gonna F5. I'm gonna refresh this. I'm gonna even go back out in case it's bugging out more than expected. I don't see anything happening, man. It doesn't seem like it's working. Let's see what error codes, what codes it sends us. If we can get this to load. I should look back at the chat. Okay, well I guess I shouldn't because no one's saying anything, which is fine. So yeah, task completed. Still with the same pathing issue. I mean, I suppose it's possible that because local service should not have trouble finding that, but I'll use system. We're gonna change this to system. See if that system makes a difference. NT authority system, and that's how we'd want to change. Oh, fuck! I don't know why I did that. That's how we'd want to change this. Here, NT authority system. Let's save that. Just making these modifications as we go, so they reflect each other. And in 50 billion years, once it loads, I almost feel like it would be easier just to delete it and run the script. But we're gonna do it this way because I'm already doing it this way. What does this news say here, huh? Record some things. Oh, we're having internet issues. Okay. Go away. Go away. No, I don't want you anymore. Alright. So I'm running it. And nothing's happening. Nothing. Okay. Well, that's cool. That was a learning experience, I guess. So instead, what we'll have to do is we'll have to make a secondary script here. Control T. Yay. Script. Yeah. Okay. That's looks weird format wise. And this script is just going to be this. There's different ways that you could go about making all this happen. Oh, up. So we're gonna copy this. We're gonna paste it. Bam. That's our script. Remove. Clear. Desktop. Script.ps1. I don't think you have to do that. .ps1. It's already gonna save it that way for you. Shit. Did you guys see where I saved that? Fuck. Oh wait, what? Now it's empty. Well, that's interesting. Did it work now that I changed it to system? I wonder. Okay. Okay, maybe I found it. Maybe it just had to be system. Let's see. Hey, look at that, guys. Wow. Oh my god, I feel stupid as fuck. Oh yeah, I can say fuck. I feel stupid as fuck. Awesome. So, except not awesome because it came back with a 1 when it should come back with a 0, right? Why is it saying incorrect? Called or unknown function. Should just be 0. Give me the. As you can see, I have a long sordid history of failure here. Let's do this one more time. No, okay, it didn't work. It got these ones, but then it didn't work. But it did work, didn't it? Or did I just run it and I didn't realize that I ran it? What's going on, guys? I'm so confused. Alright, so it's here. It's back. Let's run it once again with system as the big daddy here. Wow, who would have thought 42 minutes of just this. And yeah, okay, running it, and we'll just go back in here in case that's not gonna work. So saved clear desktop script, schedule task script right here, and we'll just comment this out because maybe it's gonna work. So, oh man, I just want to copy this whole thing. So copy this, comment it out. That's how you comment it, with the pound symbol or the hashtag for you young folks. Okay, so that way I can change this, and I really don't think all this is necessary. So I'm gonna delete this. In my opinion, my experience, it's not necessary. So, and file, and instead of this, we're gonna pass it the file. Okay. So I'm looking in the wrong place here. Brain melted. Huh. It's looking like it's working, guys. So despite the fact that it's throwing an error, it's working. But if you want to see how to do the script, it's really easy. So if you wanted to make it be a script to a script, where the fuck is it in documents? Wow. Thank you. Documents. The pointless folder that no one uses. Actually, I'm sure there's people that use it. I'm not one of those people. I'm not big on that. Open Sesame. Give me to user profile. User profile. You can do this from the command prompt too. But it's cool because you can use it from there too. Why are you doing this to me? Move. Maybe we'll just use the command prompt to move it from there. Okay, Lord have mercy on my soul. Okay, it's moved. Cool, so now it's there. That's the location that we're gonna have it be. Okay, that's cute. So let's just, this is another way to get to their user profile. Why is this playing? Okay, so this is the way to do it from PowerShell. Same as the other one with the % signs around it. And now I'm gonna do pwd present working directory, which I don't really know why I did that because it's right here. And so what we do is we take the present working directory and we take the file name, and we're gonna say type, just cause I don't know, clear desk. Come on, dude, you're not gonna tab out for me? We'll just do ls. Man, this is so slow. ls for list. It's also common in Linux. And here's the name. I'm just gonna copy it from here and append it and take that space out and save it. Now this is what you do to make it work for, so you can see I changed the flag from command to file because it's a file. So the argument list, the argument is going to be file and then the file, and then that'll be how you push it. I'm pretty sure, I think you might even not have to do it like that. I think you can just straight up put the full path to the script, because I mean it does literally say script. What does it say? Programs or scripts. So potentially it doesn't matter, you know, start a program or script. Alright, let's do another experiment here. Let's delete this. We still have command up. The only thing that changed is that it's NT. So maybe that was it. Maybe because I did local service like a freaking fool, it was like, nah bro, you can't do local service, that's cheating or something. I don't know. Don't ask me these things I don't know the answer to. Alright, cool. So we'll run it. Yeah, baby, we running it. Seeing what's happening. What's happening? I know I sound super corny, and I'm trying to. And it worked. Okay, so despite the stupid error that it's giving us, for no reason other than just to make me furious, because it probably loves doing that, it worked without having to script it. So I didn't even need to ask Stack Overflow. I just needed to talk to you fine folks out there. You, whoever you are, and Casper. Casper's always there for me, despite the fact that the operational code is giving me a big FU and saying that it's not finding some stupid path. It's still doing what it's supposed to. Cool. It's a little disturbing though that it's working but giving me an error code. Maybe we'll modify the script to be nicer, so it's gonna be like it's gonna be this, obviously. Oh, there's an L there. I know, I have to go to the next stream in like a couple minutes. I'm just enjoying this too much. What did we find out in our little command prompt thing where we figured something? This thing worked, right? Yeah, this one worked. So why don't we just do it like that? We'll take off recurse. You know, it's good to have the simplest code is the best for readability and for processing. Usually for processing. Definitely for readability. So I simplified it there. Beautiful. And now we'll do another one, huh? We're gonna run it. Yeah, baby. Okay. Save this. We're going to go ahead. I really shouldn't be doing it like this, huh? This is kind of stupid. Actions. Open it up. Yeah. We're gonna take out recurse, and we're gonna take out the wildcard, the asterisk, and there's still space there. Good. And press OK, and double check this folder. Make sure that it's got stuff in it. It's got stuff in it, my friends. folks out there, all one of you, plus Casper. Can't forget about Casper, of course. So, yep, we're going to run the script. We're going to check the folder. And bam! Creme de la creme. It worked. Please don't give me an error. You know, I don't like the errors. They're not fun. It would be like just so cool if it just gave me operational code 0. Mother. All right. Well, folks, yes, you heard it here first. Operation code 2 can shove it. File not found. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's like hitting. I don't know. It's working. It's fucking working. The proof's in the pudding right here, my friends. However strange that is. But anyways, if you like the music, please go ahead, and if you're a filmmaker or whatever, or you a beat maker. If you're a beat maker, yeah, sure, you can buy my beats. If you're a rapper, if you're a singer, if you need a composition of music for advertisements or background stuff, check out the links, different pricing points there, and you can talk to me, reach out to me. And if you like StarCraft 2, catch me on the next stream that's coming up right after this, where I'm going to play StarCraft 2. Alright, folks. Take care. Be safe. Peace.